Okay, everybody, it is of course Nick Dutch back again. Good to be here. I wanted to quickly, reiterate a few things about dream interpretation because I've mentioned some things about dream interpretation. I've mentioned some things about dream telepathy, and I've done a fair few videos about astral projection, and I've rehashed some videos about astral projection, the message about it, which has helped a few people, and I've had some good feedback, so thank you for the feedback that you've given me. But also, what about dream interpretation? I'm actually a firm believer that each and every single dream that we have, and I mean every single one, means something. Okay? Now, yes, it could be to do with what's going on in your mind, okay, your worries and issues of the day, the process of the brain, dealing with the memory of your day or your life or whatever's been going on, but I also think that there's some other issues going on there. If you're someone who doesn't believe in the more spiritual aspects or religious or prophetic aspects of dream interpretation, then that should not mean that you should stop trying to find out what the meaning is of your dreams. Because it's something you experience, you're asleep for what, a third of your life or something like that, it's therefore important to understand what it is that's going on with you, because it can relate to your waking life, it can relate to your working life, it can relate to your relationship life, it can relate to any concerns that are going on inside your mind, and maybe it's pointing out or highlighting something that you need to address or deal with, or concerns which you've considered to be less important when in fact they're possibly even more important at this particular point or juncture in your life. Okay? It could quite simply be something that you really need to start thinking about. Okay, you can use all kinds of things for something which comes so very loosely, and what some would even say somewhat pukily, under the term of self-development. Well, basically everything is self-development to an extent, isn't it? But people who deliberately try and find meanings in things are deliberately trying to find out more answers about themselves. These are traditionally people who are more well read in various schools of thought associated with self-development. Some people will get it right, some people will get it wrong, okay? Some people will get half-truths, but the mistake is, of course, to place a concrete belief on a particular half-truth rather than just burrowing through the various different levels of meaning until you've come at a point of just starting to shed a bit more light on you, on what you are, on what you're thinking, what you're feeling, what you're going through, and so on and so forth. And yeah, if you do look at your dreams more precisely, then you may find that there's repressed memories that may come to the surface, pleasant ones as well, okay? Because you can have very pleasant repressed memories, as well as all kinds of other things that might be going on. I mean, I went for a holiday in two different locations, and I had extreme deja vu in those locations, okay? I mean, extreme deja vu. And I came to realize that there was a connection to various dreams I'd had before the holiday had started. So maybe because I knew where the holiday was, I knew what part of the world it was, maybe it stimulated some thoughts, feelings and memories from a previous time in my life when I was going through some difficult stuff, but I was still having a pleasant time in those places. And therefore, it was like releasing some tension inside myself, maybe. I think that would make an awful lot of sense. I mean, I had one situation like that when I went to France. I had one situation like that when I went out to a country cottage. Just seeing friends, family, relatives, all the rest of that kind of stuff. These things happen, and it's not a question of prophecy, because deja vu, one supposes, could be prophetic, but also deja vu can be something to do with a previous experience with a similar energy, so to speak, situation, or a similar type of situation which you may have come across at some previous time in your life, which is literally deja vu, namely already seen, because it's something from your past, okay? But it's surfacing again further on down the line. That's the distinction, alright? So that's something that is worthwhile working on, because these are your memories, these are your thoughts, your feelings, your associations, and therefore it says something about you. So all these things that, you know, goes on in your like subconscious mind, in your nocturnal fantasy world, okay, could still be really, really important. All right. Yes, we can try and unlock some similar things through, you know, the pendulum dowsing, as well as the you know, the talking board, Ouija board, as well as even things such as tarot meditation. It's all part of the experience of like uncovering things from your own mind. It can be done that way, but also the prophetic component is something which is different. But the first thing I want to do in this one particular video is just to try and help you to feel confident about the idea of being a dream interpreter and looking for connections between thoughts, feelings, moods, and all the rest of that within your dream worlds, as well as any, you know, spontaneous visualizations that might occur to you, moments of deja vu, and trying to get analytical about these. Don't stress yourself out too much, but do use them for, you know, reflection and looking to try and understand what could be going on with you. As far as the prophetic aspect's concerned, that's when you need to be rigorously honest with yourself as to whether you did see that before or not. I can't remember the name of the author, but the book in question was called An Experiment with Time, and there was this guy who just did a dream diary over a long period of time, writing down the dates in which he had the dreams and so on and so forth, and then he saw a dramatic correlation with things yet to happen, okay, that was dreamt of previously. Now, it's a staggering book if you can lay your hands on it, because it really does like raise serious questions. And I think it illustrates the point that sometimes we think something is just a dream or just a memory, when in fact there could be something else going on there. Alright? Just a few thoughts from the depths of my mind today on the wonderful subjects of dream interpretation. Look after yourself, keep cool, God bless.